Michael Jordan thought he had buried his biggest secret 30 years ago. But when a desperate woman burst through the doors of his charity event screaming about Sophia, the basketball legend's carefully protected world explodes in front of 500 guests and rolling cameras. What happens next will shock the sports world, break the internet, and prove that sometimes the greatest victories happen off the court. This is the story of a father's second chance, a daughter's impossible forgiveness, and the viral moment that changed everything. The story begins on a rainy night in Springfield, Massachusetts, where Jordan is about to discover that some secrets refuse to stay hidden. The rain hit the windows of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame like tiny basketballs. Inside the Grand Hall, everything sparkled under the bright lights. Michael Jordan stood backstage, fixing his tie for the third time. His hands felt shaky, which was weird. He never got nervous anymore. "You ready, MJ?" asked his assistant, Maria. She held a clipboard and smiled at him. "Yeah, I'm good," Jordan said, but he wasn't sure why his stomach felt funny. Tonight was special. The Wings of Hope charity event would raise money for kids who wanted to play basketball but couldn't afford it. Jordan had planned this event for months. All the biggest names in sports were here. Magic Johnson sat at table 5. Shaquille O'Neal was making everyone laugh at table 12. Even some movie stars had come to help. The crowd looked perfect in their fancy clothes. Men wore black suits that cost more than most people's cars. Women sparkled in dresses that caught the light like diamonds. Everyone wanted to help kids tonight. Everyone wanted to be part of something good. Jordan walked to the side of the stage. Through a crack in the curtain, he could see 500 people eating dinner and talking. The kids from the local basketball camp sat at the front tables. Their eyes were wide as they looked around. Some had never been in such a fancy place. "Ladies and gentlemen," the announcer's voice boomed through the speakers. "Please welcome 6-time NBA champion, Basketball Hall of Famer, and tonight's host, Michael Jordan." The crowd jumped to their feet. Everyone clapped and cheered. Cameras flashed like lightning. Jordan walked onto the stage with his biggest smile. This felt good. This felt right. He grabbed the microphone. "Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight." The crowd got quiet, waiting to hear what the greatest basketball player ever had to say. "When I was young," Jordan began, "basketball saved my life. It gave me hope when things were hard. Tonight we're here to give that same hope to kids who need it most." People nodded and smiled. Some wiped tears from their eyes. Jordan felt warm inside. This was better than winning championships. This was about helping kids dream big. "Every dollar you give tonight will help a child pick up a basketball for the first time," Jordan continued. "Every dollar will help a kid learn that they can be great at anything they try." The crowd loved it. They clapped louder. But then something strange happened. A loud crash came from the back of the room. The big wooden doors flew open like someone had pushed them hard. Cold air and rain rushed inside. Everyone turned around to look. A woman stumbled through the doors. Her dress was torn and wet. Her hair stuck to her face. She looked like she had been running in the storm. Security guards started moving toward her. Jordan's smile disappeared. His face went white like he had seen a ghost. The woman looked around the room with wild eyes. When she saw Jordan on the stage, she called out in a loud voice, "Michael, I need to talk to you." The microphone picked up every word. The whole room could hear her. "It's about Sophia," she yelled. Whispers started everywhere. People looked confused. Who was this woman? Who was Sophia? The cameras turned from Jordan to the woman and back to Jordan. Jordan's hands started shaking. He almost dropped the microphone. His mouth opened, but no words came out. "Ma'am, you need to leave," said a big security guard. He reached for the woman's arm. "No," she said, pulling away. "Michael, please. She's sick. Sophia is really sick." The room got very quiet. Even the rain seemed to stop hitting the windows. Everyone stared at Jordan. His face looked scared and sad at the same time. Jordan tried to speak but couldn't finish. The woman's voice got softer, but everyone could still hear her. "Please, Michael. She needs you now. She's your daughter." The whole room gasped. Phones came out everywhere. People started recording videos. The word daughter echoed in everyone's minds. Jordan had 3 kids that everyone knew about: Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine. But Sophia? No one had ever heard that name before. Two security guards took the woman by her arms. She didn't fight them, but she kept looking at Jordan with desperate eyes. "Her name is Diane Martinez," whispered someone at table 10 who knew gossip about famous people. "She used to date Jordan back in Chicago." As they walked Diane toward the door, she called out one more time. "Michael, she doesn't have much time. Please." Then she was gone. The doors closed with a loud bang. Jordan stood on the stage like a statue. His fancy suit felt too tight. The bright lights felt too hot. 500 people stared at him, waiting for him to say something. Anything. He looked down at his speech notes. But the words looked blurry. His heart beat so fast, he could hear it in his ears. Jordan cleared his throat. This is... Magic Johnson stood up at his table and started clapping. Other people joined in, trying to help Jordan feel better. But it didn't work. Everyone could see that something was very wrong. "Ladies and gentlemen," Jordan finally said into the microphone. His voice sounded different now. Tired. Scared. "I'm sorry, but I need to end tonight early. Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping kids." He put the microphone down and walked off the stage quickly. The crowd sat in shocked silence. Then everyone started talking at once. Did he just say daughter? Who is Sophia? Was that his ex-girlfriend? Why did he look so scared? The kids from the basketball camp looked confused. Their hero had just run away. The fancy adults whispered and pointed. Cameras flashed as reporters rushed toward the stage. Jordan pushed through a back door into a small office. Maria, his assistant, followed him. "Boss, what just happened out there?" she asked. "Who was that woman? Who's Sophia?" Jordan sat down hard in a chair. He put his head in his hands. For a long time, he didn't say anything. Outside the office, they could hear people talking loudly. Car doors slammed as some guests left early. Others stayed to gossip and take pictures. Finally, Jordan looked up at Maria. His eyes were red like he wanted to cry. "Find out how she knew about tonight," he said quietly. "Find out how Diane knew I would be here." "Okay," Maria said. "But boss, who is..." "And call my lawyer," Jordan interrupted. "Call him right now." Maria nodded and left the room quickly. Jordan sat alone, listening to the rain start again outside. On his phone, notifications kept popping up. The videos were already online. Michael Jordan's secret was starting to trend. News websites were writing stories with headlines like "Jordan's Mystery Daughter" and "Basketball Legend's Hidden Child." But Jordan didn't care about any of that right now. He could only think about one thing: Sophia, a name he hadn't heard in over 15 years. A name that brought back the biggest mistake of his life. A name that might change everything forever. Jordan closed his eyes and let his mind go back to a time he tried hard to forget. Chicago, 1991. He was 28 years old and felt like he could fly. The Bulls had just won their first championship. The whole city loved him. His face was on every magazine cover in America. But that summer, when the celebrations ended, Jordan felt empty inside. Basketball was everything to him, but it wasn't enough anymore. He needed something real. Something that wasn't about winning games or selling shoes. That's when he met Diane Martinez. It was a hot July day at a community center on Chicago's South Side. Jordan had come to surprise some kids at a basketball camp. He was signing autographs when he saw her across the gym. She was tall and pretty, with long dark hair and the biggest smile he'd ever seen. But she wasn't looking at him. She was helping a little boy tie his shoes. "Who's that?" Jordan asked the camp director. "That's Diane. She teaches at the elementary school down the street. She volunteers here every day, even in the summer." Jordan watched her play with the kids. She laughed when they made jokes. She high-fived them when they made shots. She hugged them when they got frustrated. She treated every child like they were the most important person in the world. When Jordan walked over to meet her, something funny happened. Diane didn't act excited or nervous like most people did. She just smiled and said, "Hi, Michael. These kids really look up to you." "Thanks," Jordan said. He felt shy, which was weird for him. "You're really good with them. I love kids." Diane said simply, "They see the world differently than grown-ups. They still believe in magic." Jordan found himself coming back to that community center again and again. At first, he told himself it was just to help kids. But really, he wanted to see Diane. She made him feel normal. When he was with her, he wasn't Michael Jordan, the basketball star. He was just Michael, a guy who liked making her laugh. They started dating in secret. Jordan would pick her up after school in a regular car, not his fancy ones. They went to small restaurants where no one would recognize him. They walked in parks and talked about everything except basketball. Diane showed Jordan parts of Chicago he'd never seen. She took him to her school, where kids who didn't have much still worked hard every day. She showed him families who struggled to pay for food, but still cheered for the Bulls every game. "These people love you, Michael," Diane told him one evening as they sat in her small apartment. "You give them hope. When they watch you play, they believe they can do amazing things too." For the first time in his life, Jordan understood what his success really meant. It wasn't just about him. It was about inspiring others to dream bigger. Those 6 months with Diane were the happiest of Jordan's life. She cooked dinner for him in her tiny kitchen. They watched movies on her old TV. They talked about having a family someday. Jordan even started thinking about what it would be like to be a father. "I want kids who care about others," Diane told him one night. "Kids who use their talents to help people, not just to get famous." "Me too," Jordan said, meaning it. But then the 1991-92 season started. Jordan became obsessed with winning another championship. He spent more time at practice. He traveled more for games. He missed dinners with Diane. He forgot to call her. "I feel like I'm dating a ghost," Diane told him after he missed her birthday party. "I'm sorry," Jordan said, "but this season is important. We can win it all again." "What about us?" Diane asked. "Are we important too?" Jordan didn't answer right away. In his mind, basketball had to come first. Everything else could wait. Their relationship got harder. Jordan would promise to spend time with Diane, then break the promise for basketball. She started crying more. She stopped smiling as much. But she never complained. She just looked sad. The breaking point came in February 1992. The Bulls were having an amazing season. Jordan was playing the best basketball of his life. But Diane looked worried about something. "Michael, we need to talk," she said after one of his games. They went to her apartment. Diane sat on the couch and took his hands in hers. She looked nervous and excited at the same time. "I have news," she said softly. "Good news, I think." Jordan's heart started beating fast. He had a feeling about what she was gonna say. "I'm pregnant," Diane whispered. "We're going to have a baby." For a moment, Jordan felt pure joy. A baby. Their baby. He imagined teaching a little kid how to play basketball. He imagined Diane as a mom, singing lullabies and reading bedtime stories. But then fear hit him like a truck. He wasn't ready for this. The playoffs were coming. He had endorsement deals to worry about. His age, his career, his future. Everything could change if people found out he had a baby with a teacher from the South Side. "Michael," Diane said, "say something. Are you happy?" Jordan looked at her beautiful face. He saw hope in her eyes. He saw love. He saw dreams of the family they could build together. And then he made the biggest mistake of his life. "I can't do this right now," he said, pulling his hands away. "Basketball has to come first. I'm not ready to be a father." Diane's face crumpled like someone had hit her. "What do you mean?" "I mean, this is bad timing," Jordan said, even though he knew the words were hurting her. "Maybe in a few years when my career is more settled." "A few years?" Diane's voice got louder. "Michael, I'm pregnant now. Our baby is coming now." "Well, maybe." Jordan started to say something terrible. Something about other options. Something about not keeping the baby. But Diane stood up before he could finish. Tears ran down her face, but her voice was strong. "Get out," she said quietly. "Diane, let me explain. Get out of my apartment, get out of my life." Jordan tried to touch her hand, but she moved away. "I love you," he said desperately. "No, you don't," Diane said. "You love basketball. You love being famous. You love yourself. But you don't love me, and you sure don't love our baby." "That's not true." "If it's not true, then stay," Diane said, looking him right in the eyes. "Choose us over basketball. Choose your family over your career." Jordan stood there for a long moment. In his heart, he wanted to say yes. He wanted to hold Diane and tell her everything would be okay. He wanted to be the father their baby deserved. But fear won. Fear of losing basketball. Fear of changing his perfect life. Fear of growing up. "I can't," he whispered. Diane nodded like she expected that answer. "Then we're done. Don't call me. Don't try to find me. I'll raise this baby without you." Jordan left that night feeling like the worst person in the world. But he told himself it was for the best. He focused on basketball. The Bulls won their second championship. Jordan was on top of the world again. But the victory felt hollow. He tried to find Diane after the season ended. Her school said she had moved away. Her apartment was empty. Her friends wouldn't tell him where she went. She had disappeared completely, taking his baby with her. Jordan hired private investigators. They couldn't find her. It was like Diane Martinez had never existed. As years passed, Jordan got married to someone else. He had 3 children with his wife. He won more championships. He became the most famous athlete in the world. But late at night, when everything was quiet, he thought about Diane. He wondered if his first child was a boy or a girl. He wondered if the baby looked like him or like Diane. He wondered if he or she played basketball. Most of all, he wondered if he could ever forgive himself for the choice he made. Now, 30 years later, sitting alone in that office at the Hall of Fame, Jordan finally had his answer. Sophia. His daughter had a name. She was real. She was sick. And according to Diane, she was dying. Jordan put his head in his hands and finally let himself cry. He cried for the baby he never met. He cried for Diane, who had to raise their child alone. He cried for 30 years of wondering and regret, but mostly he cried because he was about to lose his daughter before he ever really had her. His phone buzzed with a text from Maria. Found Diane's address. She lives in Boston. Do you want me to book you a flight? Jordan stared at the message for a long time. Going to Boston meant facing the biggest mistake of his life. It meant admitting he was wrong. It meant possibly meeting the daughter he abandoned before she was even born. But if Sophia was really dying, this might be his only chance. Jordan typed back, "Book the earliest flight. I'm going to Boston tonight." As he left the Hall of Fame through the back door, Jordan whispered to himself, "Diane, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." The plane ride to Boston felt like the longest 3 hours of Jordan's life. He sat in first class, but he couldn't get comfortable. Every few minutes, he checked his phone. The videos from the Hall of Fame were everywhere now. News websites had pictures of Diane with headlines like "Mystery Woman Crashes Jordan Event" and "Secret from MJ's Past Revealed." Jordan turned off his phone. He didn't want to see any more. When the plane landed at Boston Logan Airport, Maria had a car waiting. The driver knew to stay quiet. Jordan stared out the window as they drove through the city streets. Everything looked gray and cold. "The address is in Dorchester," the driver said softly. About 20 minutes away, Jordan's security team had found Diane's apartment building earlier that day. It was a small 3-story brick building on a quiet street. Nothing fancy, but it looked clean and safe. The kind of place where normal families lived, normal lives. "Should I wait in the car, sir?" the driver asked as they pulled up. "Yeah," Jordan said. "This might take a while." Jordan stood on the sidewalk for a moment, looking up at the building. Apartment 2B. That's where Diane lived now. That's where he might finally learn about his daughter. His hands shook as he pressed the buzzer. "Hello?" came a voice through the speaker. It was Diane. Even after 30 years, Jordan recognized her voice immediately. "Diane, it's Michael," he said quietly. "Can we talk?" There was a long silence. Then the door buzzed open. Jordan climbed the stairs slowly. Each step felt heavy. When he reached the second floor, Diane was standing in her doorway. She looked older, of course, but still beautiful. Her hair was shorter now and had some gray in it. Her face had lines around her eyes, but her eyes were the same kind and smart and a little sad. "You came," she said simply. "I had to," Jordan replied. Diane stepped aside to let him in. The apartment was small but cozy. Family pictures covered the walls. Jordan saw photos of Diane with a man who looked friendly and strong. There were pictures of 2 young kids, a boy and a girl who looked like they were in high school. But there was one picture that made Jordan's heart stop. It was a woman in her 20s wearing a graduation cap and gown. She had Jordan's eyes and Diane's smile. She looked happy and proud. "That's Sophia," Diane said, noticing where Jordan was looking. "She graduated from Boston University 8 years ago. Got her teaching degree just like me." Jordan stared at the picture. His daughter. She was real. She was beautiful. Jordan started to say. "She's sick, Michael," Diane interrupted. Her voice was tired and scared. "Sophia has leukemia. The doctors say she needs a bone marrow transplant soon." Or, she couldn't finish the sentence. Jordan felt like someone had punched him in the stomach. "How long has she been sick?" 6 months, Diane said, sitting down on the couch. She felt tired all the time. She kept getting infections. Finally, she went to the doctor and they did tests. Diane's voice cracked. "The cancer is aggressive. Her body isn't responding to chemotherapy anymore." "What about family?" Jordan asked. "What about bone marrow from relatives?" Diane shook her head. "I'm not a match. Neither are her siblings." "Siblings?" Jordan was confused. Diane pointed to the other pictures on the wall. "I got married 10 years ago. My husband Carlos is a good man. He works construction and coaches Little League baseball. He adopted Sophia when we got married and loves her like his own daughter. We have 2 other kids together. Miguel is 16 and Elena is 14. Jordan felt a strange mix of emotions. He was glad Sophia had a real father figure in her life. But it hurt to know that another man had raised his daughter. "Carlos doesn't know about tonight, does he?" Jordan asked. "He knows Sophia's biological father is someone from my past," Diane said. "But I never told him it was you. I promised to keep your secret." "Why?" Jordan asked. "After what I did to you, why would you protect me?" Diane was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Because Sophia asked me to. She knows about me? She's known since she was 18, Diane admitted. "I told her when she graduated high school. I thought she had a right to know who her real father was." Jordan's mind was spinning. "She's known for 12 years? Why didn't she ever contact me?" "Because she's proud," Diane said, with a small smile. "Just like you." She said she didn't want people to think she was looking for money or attention. She wanted to make something of herself first. Diane got up and brought Jordan a photo album. "She made me promise never to bother you unless something terrible happened." "Well, something terrible is happening." Jordan opened the album with shaking hands. Page after page showed Sophia growing up, playing basketball in elementary school, winning spelling bees in middle school, getting her driver's license, prom night, college graduation, her wedding day to a nice-looking man with a kind smile. "She got married?" Jordan asked. 2 years ago. His name is David Chen. He's a pediatric nurse at Boston Children's Hospital. They're perfect together." Diane's voice got sad again. "He's been taking care of her through all the cancer treatments." As Jordan looked through the pictures, he saw something amazing. In almost every photo, Sophia was helping someone. Teaching kids to read, volunteering at food banks, coaching youth basketball. She had spent her whole life doing exactly what Diane used to do, caring for others. "She's just like you," Jordan said softly. "No," Diane said. "She's better than both of us. She took the best parts of who we were and became something special." Jordan stopped at a picture of Sophia coaching a basketball team. But these weren't regular kids. Some were in wheelchairs. Others had Down syndrome. One boy was missing an arm. "Special needs basketball," Diane explained. "Sophia started the program 3 years ago. She says every kid deserves to feel like a champion." Jordan felt tears coming to his eyes. His daughter had used basketball to help kids, just like he always should have done. "Where is she now?" Jordan asked. "Boston Children's Hospital," Diane said. "She's been there for 2 weeks. The doctors are trying new treatments, but..." Diane started crying. "Michael, she's getting worse. Without a transplant, they say she has maybe 2 months." Jordan closed the photo album and stood up. "Take me to her." "Wait," Diane said, grabbing his arm. "You can't just show up. Sophia doesn't know I came to find you tonight. She doesn't even know about the Hall of Fame event." "What do you mean?" "She's been too sick to watch the news or look at social media," Diane explained. "She doesn't know that everyone is talking about Michael Jordan's secret daughter." Jordan realized the whole world now knew about Sophia. But Sophia didn't know about any of it. There's something else, Diane said. She went to a drawer and pulled out an envelope. Sophia wrote you a letter when she first got diagnosed. She made me promise to only give it to you if something happened to her. Jordan took the letter with trembling hands. His name was written on the front in beautiful handwriting. Should I read it now? He asked. Yes, Diane said. But Michael, you need to understand something before you meet her. If you go to that hospital, you can't disappear again. Sophia has been hurt enough. She's dying and she doesn't need her father breaking her heart on top of everything else. Jordan looked Diane in the eyes. I'm not the same person I was 30 years ago. Prove it, Diane said simply. Jordan opened the envelope and unfolded the letter. As he read Sophia's words, his heart broke and healed at the same time. His daughter had written to him with love, not anger. She forgave him for choices he had never forgiven himself for. When he finished reading, Jordan wiped his eyes and looked at Diane. I want to meet her. I want to be tested as a donor. I want to help save my daughter's life. Are you sure? Diane asked. Because once she knows you're here, there's no going back. You'll be in her life forever, or you'll break her heart forever. There's no middle ground. Jordan thought about his other children. They would have questions. His ex-wife would be angry. The media would never leave his family alone. His perfect public image would be ruined. But then he thought about Sophia coaching special needs kids. He thought about her letter full of forgiveness and love. He thought about losing her before he ever really knew her. I'm sure, Jordan said. Let's go to the hospital. As they walked toward Diane's car, Jordan's phone rang. It was Maria, his assistant. Boss, I've been trying to reach you, Maria said. The story is everywhere. Someone leaked information that you have a secret daughter who's sick. The media is going crazy. What do you want me to tell them? Jordan looked at Diane, who was listening to the conversation. Tell them the truth, Jordan said. Tell them I'm going to see my daughter. But sir, your image. My image doesn't matter right now, Jordan interrupted. My daughter is dying. Nothing else matters. Jordan hung up the phone and got into Diane's car. As they drove toward the hospital, he felt scared and excited and sad all at the same time. In a few minutes, he would meet Sophia, his daughter, the child he had abandoned 30 years ago. The woman who had forgiven him even though he didn't deserve it. He just hoped it wasn't too late to finally be the father she needed. Boston Children's Hospital looked huge and scary in the dark. Jordan sat in Diane's car in the parking lot, staring up at the building. Somewhere inside, his daughter was fighting for her life. Are you ready for this? Diane asked softly. Jordan's hands wouldn't stop shaking. I don't know what to say to her. Just be honest, Diane said. Sophia values honesty more than anything else. They walked through the automatic doors into the bright hospital lobby. The smell hit Jordan immediately. That clean, medical smell that reminded him of doctors and sickness and fear. A few people recognized him and pointed, but he ignored them. Diane led him to the elevators. She's on the 7th floor. The oncology ward. Oncology. Cancer. Jordan's stomach felt sick. His little girl was in the cancer ward. As the elevator climbed, Jordan remembered the letter in his jacket pocket. He hadn't read it yet. He was scared of what Sophia might have written. Before we go in, Jordan said, I should read her letter. Diane nodded. There's a family waiting room down the hall. You can read it there. The waiting room was empty except for some uncomfortable chairs and old magazines. Jordan sat down and carefully pulled out Sophia's letter. His hands shook as he unfolded the paper. The handwriting was neat and careful, like a teacher's handwriting. Jordan took a deep breath and began read. Dear Dad, if I can call you that. Mom told me the truth when I got diagnosed with leukemia. She said you might never know about this letter, but I wanted to write it anyway. I'm not angry at you. I know that might sound crazy, but it's true. Mom explained what happened when you were young. You were scared and focused on basketball. I understand. Being a parent is scary, especially when you're not ready. I want you to know that watching you play basketball saved my life in different ways. When kids at school made fun of me for not having a dad around, I would pretend you were my father. It made me feel strong and special. I used to watch every Bulls game on TV. When you made amazing shots, I would think, that's my dad. When you won championships, I felt proud even though you didn't know I existed. I became a teacher because of Mom. She showed me how to care for people. But I fell in love with coaching basketball because of you. Every time I help a kid learn to shoot or dribble, I think about how you inspired millions of people to never give up. I've coached over 200 children in the past 5 years. Some have disabilities. Some come from poor families. Some have been hurt by life already. But when they play basketball, they feel powerful. They feel like they can do anything. That's what you gave me, even from far away. If I don't make it through this sickness, please don't feel guilty. You gave me something special without even knowing it. The drive to never quit. I've used that gift to help so many kids believe in themselves. I would love to meet you someday, but only if you want to. I don't need money or fame. I have a wonderful husband and a loving family. I just wanted you to know that your daughter turned out okay. I forgive you for being scared back then. I hope you can forgive yourself too. Love, Sofia Martinez Chen. P.S. I kept your last name as my middle name. Mom let me choose when I turned 18. I wanted to carry part of you with me. Jordan finished the letter and put his head in his hands. Tears fell onto the hospital floor. His daughter had spent her whole life forgiving him while he spent his whole life feeling guilty. Sofia had become everything he should have been. Someone who used success to lift others up. She took his basketball inspiration and turned it into something beautiful, helping kids who needed hope most. She's amazing, isn't she? Diane said from the doorway. Jordan hadn't heard her come in. She's better than me, Jordan said, wiping his eyes. She's who I should have been all along. You can still be that person, Diane said. It's not too late. Jordan folded the letter carefully and put it back in his pocket. Take me to her. They walked down a long hallway with rooms on both sides. Some doors were closed. Others were open. Jordan could see sick children with their families. Parents holding hands with kids who were too thin. Grandparents reading books to bald children. It broke his heart. She's in room 714, Diane said, stopping in front of a door. Her husband David is probably with her. He barely leaves her side. Through the small window in the door, Jordan could see into the room. There was Sofia, lying in a hospital bed. She was thinner than in her photos, and she had lost her hair from chemotherapy. But even sick, she was beautiful. She looked just like Diane did when they first met. A young Asian man sat beside her bed, holding her hand. He was reading something to her from a tablet, and Sofia was smiling. Even fighting cancer, she could still smile. That's David, Diane whispered. He's been incredible through all of this. Jordan watched his daughter for a moment. The way she listened to her husband. The way she squeezed his hand. The way her eyes lit up when he made her laugh. She was loved. She was happy. Even in this terrible situation. What if she doesn't want to see me? Jordan asked. There's only one way to find out, Diane said. She knocked gently on the door. David looked up and smiled when he saw Diane. But his face changed when he saw Jordan behind her. Sofia, honey, David said carefully. Your mom is here, and she brought someone to see you. Sofia turned toward the door. When she saw Jordan, her eyes got very wide. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. Jordan stepped into the room slowly. His heart was beating so fast he thought everyone could hear it. Hi, Sofia, he said quietly. I'm your dad. For a long moment, nobody said anything. Sofia stared at Jordan like she couldn't believe he was real. David looked confused. Diane stood in the doorway, nervous. Then Sofia did something that surprised everyone. She laughed. This is definitely not how I imagined meeting you, she said, pointing to her hospital bed and bald head. I probably should have done my hair. Jordan laughed too, and some of his nervousness went away. His daughter had a sense of humor, just like him. You look beautiful, Jordan said, and he meant it. Sofia's eyes filled with tears. You came. You actually came. I'm sorry it took so long, Jordan said, stepping closer to her bed. Mom, what did you do? Sofia asked, looking at Diane. I had to try, Mija. Diane said softly. You're getting sicker, and I couldn't just watch you die without doing everything possible. David stood up and extended his hand to Jordan. Mr. Jordan, I'm David, Sofia's husband. She's told me so much about you. Jordan shook David's hand, surprised by how strong and warm it was. "Thank you for taking care of her. She's my whole world," David said simply. Sophia was still staring at Jordan like she couldn't believe he was real. "This is so weird. My dad is Michael Jordan. My students are never going to believe this." "You have students?" Jordan asked, sitting down in the chair David had been using. "I teach 4th grade," Sophia said proudly. "And I coach special needs basketball. Just like Mom used to work with kids, and just like you inspired me to do." Jordan felt his heart break and heal at the same time. "I read your letter." Sophia's face got red. "Oh no! You didn't." "I wanted him to understand who you are," Diane said. "It was the most beautiful thing anyone has ever written to me." Jordan told Sophia. "You forgave me before I even asked for forgiveness." "There's nothing to forgive," Sophia said, reaching for Jordan's hand. "You were young and scared. I get it." When Sophia's hand touched his, Jordan felt something he had never felt before. The connection between a father and daughter. It was instant and powerful and full of love. "I want to help you," Jordan said. "I want to get tested to see if I can be a bone marrow donor." Sophia squeezed his hand. "Dad, are you sure? Because if you do this, if you help save my life, I'm going to want you to stick around. Are you ready for that?" Jordan looked at his daughter, really looked at her. She was brave and kind and funny. She had spent her life helping others. She had forgiven him completely. She was everything he had ever wanted in a child. "I've been ready for 30 years, Jordan said. "I just didn't know it until now." Sophia smiled, and for the first time since walking into that hospital, Jordan felt hope. But then Sophia's expression changed. She looked nervous about something. "Dad, there's something else I need to tell you," she said quietly. "Something important that you don't know yet." Jordan's heart started beating faster. "What is it, Sophia?" Sophia looked at her mom, then at David, then back at Jordan. She seemed nervous, which was strange. She had been so brave about everything else. "Dad, I need you to know that I found out you were my father when I was 18. Not when I got sick," Sophia said slowly. "Mom told me the truth when I graduated high school." Jordan was confused. "Okay, so you've known for 12 years?" "Yes," Sophia said. "But that's not the important part. The important part is why I never contacted you before." Diane stepped closer to the bed. She looked worried. Sophia took a deep breath. "I didn't reach out because I wanted to make something of myself first. I wanted you to be proud of who I became, not just feel sorry for what you missed." "I am proud of you," Jordan said quickly. "You're amazing." "Let me finish," Sophia said with a small smile. "The reason I came to your Hall of Fame event tonight wasn't because Mom dragged me there. I've been planning to contact you for months." Jordan felt confused. "What do you mean?" "I've been following your career my whole life, Dad. Not just as a fan, but because I was trying to find the right moment to reach out to you. When I saw you were having the charity event for kids' basketball programs, I thought it was perfect. You were doing something to help kids, just like I do every day." David squeezed Sophia's other hand. "Tell him the rest, honey." Sophia nodded. "I bought a ticket to the event. I was planning to sit in the back and watch your speech. Then, at the end, I was going to come up and introduce myself quietly. No big scene, no cameras, just a daughter meeting her dad." Jordan's mind was spinning. "So you were there tonight?" "I was in the parking lot when I got really sick suddenly," Sophia said. "I started feeling dizzy and weak. Mom had come with me for support, and she panicked when she saw how bad I looked. That's when I made the terrible decision to rush inside," Diane said, looking embarrassed. "I was so scared Sophia might collapse that I didn't think about the consequences. So the whole dramatic entrance," Jordan started, "was Mom being a worried mother," Sophia finished. "I never wanted it to become a public spectacle. I'm so sorry the whole world found out this way." Jordan sat back in his chair amazed. His daughter had spent months planning to meet him. She had wanted it to be special and private. Instead, it became the biggest news story in sports. "I ruined your plan," Jordan said sadly. "No, Dad. Cancer ruined my plan," Sophia said firmly. "But maybe this is how it was supposed to happen. Maybe we needed the whole world to know about us." A knock on the door interrupted them. A doctor in a white coat peeked in. "Sorry to bother you," the doctor said. "I'm Dr. Sarah Chen. I'm Sophia's oncologist. She looked at Jordan with surprise. Mr. Jordan, I didn't expect to see you here. He's my father, Sophia said proudly. He wants to get tested as a bone marrow donor. Dr. Chen's eyes lit up. That's wonderful news. We can run the compatibility tests immediately. Mr. Jordan, are you prepared for the procedure if you're a match? Absolutely, Jordan said without hesitation. Whatever my daughter needs. The test will take about 48 hours, Dr. Chen explained. We'll need to draw some blood and run genetic markers. If you're compatible, we can schedule the transplant procedure within a week. Jordan rolled up his sleeve. Let's do it now. As Dr. Chen prepared the blood draw, she explained Sophia's condition to Jordan. Your daughter has acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's aggressive, but treatable with the right donor match. Family members have the best chance of compatibility. What are the odds? Jordan asked. Between a parent and child, about 25% chance of a perfect match, Dr. Chen said. But even a partial match could work. After the doctor took Jordan's blood, she left them alone again. The room felt quiet and heavy. Dad, can I ask you something? Sophia said. Anything. Do you have other kids? Do I have brothers and sisters? Jordan nodded. 3. Jeffrey is 34. Marcus is 32, and Jasmine is 25. Sophia's eyes widened. I have siblings. Wow. Do they know about me? Jordan felt uncomfortable. They're finding out now, along with everyone else. I never told them about you. Are they angry? Sophia asked. I don't know yet, Jordan admitted. Probably confused and hurt that I kept such a big secret. I'd like to meet them someday, Sophia said, hopefully. If they want to meet me, I think they'll love you, Jordan said. How could they not? David had been quiet during most of the conversation, but now he spoke up. Mr. Jordan, can I ask you something? Call me Michael. And yes, ask me anything. Sophia talks about you sometimes. She's always wondered what kind of father you would have been. Now that you're here, what kind of father do you want to be? It was a hard question. Jordan thought for a moment. I want to be the father I should have been 30 years ago. Jordan said, someone who puts family first. Someone who uses his success to help others. Someone Sophia can be proud of. I'm already proud of you, Sophia said softly. You came when I needed you. That's all that matters. Jordan felt tears coming again. I've missed so much. Your childhood, your graduation, your wedding. You're here now, Sophia interrupted. That's what counts. Another knock on the door made everyone look up. A young nurse peeked in. Sorry, but there are reporters outside asking about Mr. Jordan, the nurse said. Security wants to know if you need help leaving the building. Jordan had forgotten about the media. His phone had been buzzing all evening with calls and texts, but he had ignored them all. What do you want to do, Dad? Sophia asked. I don't care about the reporters, Jordan said. I'm not leaving until I know if I can help you. You can stay in our guest room, David offered. It's not fancy, but it's private. I don't want to impose, Jordan said. You're family now, Sophia said firmly. Family doesn't impose. Jordan felt a warmth in his chest. Family. He had found his daughter and she was welcoming him with open arms. Over the next few hours, they talked about everything. Sophia told Jordan about her students and the special needs basketball program she had created. She showed him videos on her phone of kids in wheelchairs making shots and children with autism learning to dribble. This one is Marcus, Sophia said, pointing to a boy with Down syndrome. He couldn't speak when he first came to me. Now he's the best cheerleader on the team. You named a student Marcus? Jordan asked. Sophia blushed. I named him after your son. I hoped maybe someday my brother Marcus would meet him. Jordan was amazed. Even without knowing her siblings, Sophia had found ways to include them in her life. This is Elena, Sophia continued, showing another video. She has cerebral palsy and uses crutches. But watch this shot. On the phone screen, Jordan watched a little girl with leg braces sink a perfect free throw. The whole team cheered and hugged her. That's incredible, Jordan said. She practices 2 hours every day, Sophia said proudly. She reminds me of someone else who never gave up. Jordan knew she meant him. His daughter had taken his work ethic and used it to inspire children who needed hope most. As the evening went on, Jordan met more of Sophia's world. Her students' parents called to check on her. Her teaching colleagues sent messages. Her special needs basketball team had made her a video telling her to get better soon. "You've touched so many lives," Jordan told her. "That's what teachers do," Sophia said simply. "We plant seeds and hope they grow. Just like your mom," Jordan said, looking at Diane. "And now just like you," Sophia said to Jordan. "Your charity work with kids, your foundation, you're finally doing what I always hoped you would do." Jordan realized Sophia was right. In recent years, he had started focusing more on helping young people. Maybe somehow, without knowing it, he had been trying to make his unknown daughter proud. Late that night, as Sophia got tired from all the excitement, Jordan prepared to leave. "Dad?" Sophia called as he reached the door. "Yes?" "Whatever happens with the test results, I want you to know something. Meeting you tonight was worth waiting 30 years for." Jordan walked back to her bed and kissed her forehead gently. "I love you, Sophia. I should have said that 30 years ago, but I'm saying it now. I love you too, Dad." As Jordan left the hospital with Diane and David, he felt different than when he had arrived. He felt like a father, not just to Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine, but to Sophia too. The next 2 days would determine if he could save his daughter's life. But tonight had already saved something just as important. It had saved their relationship. In the parking lot, Jordan's phone rang. It was his son, Marcus. "Dad, we need to talk," Marcus said. "Jeffrey, Jasmine, and I saw the news. We're flying to Boston tomorrow. We want to meet our sister." Jordan looked up at Sophia's hospital window and smiled. His family was coming together, just like Sophia had always hoped it would. "She's going to love you guys," Jordan told Marcus. "Just like I love her." For the first time in 30 years, Jordan felt like his family was complete. Now he just had to pray he could help keep it that way. Jordan woke up the next morning in David and Sophia's guest room. For a moment, he forgot where he was. Then he heard voices from the TV in the living room and remembered everything that had happened. He walked out to find David making coffee and watching the morning news. Jordan's picture was on the screen next to a photo of Sophia from her teaching job. Basketball legend Michael Jordan's secret daughter is fighting for her life. The news reporter was saying, "Sophia Martinez-Chen, a 30-year-old teacher from Boston, has leukemia and needs a bone marrow transplant." "How long has this been going on?" Jordan asked, sitting down on the couch. "All night," David said, handing him a cup of coffee. "It's the biggest story in sports right now." Jordan's phone had 47 missed calls and over 200 text messages. His publicist, his business partners, his friends, and reporters were all trying to reach him. "Sophia doesn't know yet, does she?" Jordan asked. "No, she's been sleeping," David said. "The doctor gave her medicine for pain last night, but she'll see it eventually." On the TV, they showed the video from the Hall of Fame event. Jordan watched himself look shocked and scared when Diane called out Sophia's name. He looked terrible. Jordan's 30-year secret flashed across the screen. Then they showed pictures of Jordan's other children. How will his family react to this bombshell? Jordan felt sick to his stomach. His kids were probably seeing this right now. So were his grandchildren. Everyone he knew was learning about Sophia from the news instead of from him. His phone rang. It was his daughter, Jasmine. "Dad, what the hell is going on?" Jasmine said when he answered. She sounded upset and confused. "Jasmine, I was gonna call you. A sister? Dad, I have a sister I never knew about, and she's dying?" Jordan could hear that Jasmine was crying. "I'm sorry you found out this way. I wanted to tell you myself." "When were you planning to do that?" "After she died." Jasmine's voice was angry now. "That's not fair." "No, Dad, what's not fair is having a secret sister for 30 years. What's not fair is watching my father lie to our family our entire lives." Jordan felt like someone had punched him.
"I never lied to you."
"You never told us the truth either," Jasmine said. "That's the same thing." In the background, Jordan could hear his son Jeffrey saying something to Jasmine. "Jeffrey wants to talk to you," Jasmine said. "Dad?" Jeffrey's voice was calmer than Jasmine's. But Jordan could tell he was hurt too. "Hi, son. Is it true? Do you really have another daughter?" "Yes," Jordan said simply. "Her name is Sophia, and she's wonderful." "Why didn't you tell us?" Jeffrey asked. "We're your kids. We deserve to know." Jordan didn't have a good answer. I was scared. I made a mistake 30 years ago and I didn't know how to fix it. You had 30 years to figure it out, Dad. Jeffrey was right, and Jordan knew it. I'm sorry. I should have told you guys years ago. Marcus is really upset, Jeffrey said. He feels like everything about our family was a lie. Jordan's heart broke. Marcus was his middle son, and they had always been close. The idea of hurting him was terrible. Are you coming to Boston? Jordan asked. We're at the airport now, Jeffrey said. But Dad, I don't know what to say to her. How do you meet a sister you never knew existed? Just be yourselves, Jordan said. She's going to love you guys. How do you know? Jeffrey asked. Because she's been watching you her whole life. She knows everything about you, even though you don't know about her. After Jordan hung up, he felt worse than before. His family was broken. His children were hurt and anger. And it was all his fault. David sat down next to him. They'll come around. Family always does. I hope so, Jordan said. I can't lose them and Sophia. The TV news kept getting worse. They showed old pictures of Jordan and Diane together from 1991. They interviewed people who claimed to know secrets about Jordan's personal life. They speculated about why he kept Sophia hidden. Michael Jordan, the father who disappeared, read one headline. Jordan's abandoned daughter fights for life, said another. Some of the stories were mean and unfair. They painted Jordan as a selfish celebrity who cared more about his age than his children. Other stories were more sympathetic, focusing on Sophia's battle with cancer and her work as a teacher. The worst part was when they found Sophia's school. News trucks parked outside Lincoln Elementary School. Reporters tried to interview Sophia's students and their parents. Miss Sophia is the best teacher ever, one 8-year-old boy told a reporter. She taught me that I'm smart even though I have autism. She saved my daughter's life, a mother said through tears. My girl was so sad before she met Miss Sophia. Now she believes in herself. Jordan watched his daughter's students defend her on TV. These kids loved Sophia like she was their own family. It made him proud and sad at the same time. Around noon, Jordan's ex-wife Juanita called. She was angry too. Michael, how could you not tell the kids about this? She said immediately. They're devastated. I know, and I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this, Juanita interrupted. Jeffrey called me crying this morning. Crying, Michael? He's a grown man with children of his own, and he was crying because he found out his father has been living a lie. Jordan felt like the worst person in the world. What can I do to fix it? I don't know if you can, Juanita said sadly. The kids feel betrayed. They're questioning everything they thought they knew about you. But they're still coming to Boston. Yes, because they want to meet Sophia. But Michael, don't expect this to be easy. You've hurt them badly. After Juanita hung up, Jordan sat in silence for a long time. He had wanted to protect his family by keeping Sophia a secret. Instead, he had hurt everyone he loved. David brought him lunch, but Jordan couldn't eat. His stomach was too upset. Sophia's awake, David said gently. She wants to see you. Jordan walked to the bedroom where Sophia was sitting up in bed with her laptop. When she saw him, she smiled. But he could tell something was wrong. I saw the news, Dad, she said quietly. I'm sorry, Jordan said. I never wanted it to be like this. It's not your fault, Sophia said. But I feel terrible about your other kids. They must hate me. They don't hate you, Jordan said, sitting beside her bed. They're confused and hurt, but they don't hate you. Are you sure? Sophia asked. I ruined their family. No, sweetheart. I ruined their family 30 years ago when I made bad choices. You didn't do anything wrong. Sophia showed him her laptop screen. Look at this. She had been reading news articles about herself. Most of them were positive, talking about her work with special needs children and her battle with cancer. But some were mean, calling her Jordan's secret shame and the daughter he tried to hide. Don't read those, Jordan said, closing the laptop. People say terrible things when they don't know the truth. But what if they're right? Sophia asked. What if you really are ashamed of me? Jordan took her hands in his. Sophia Martinez Chen, you listen to me carefully. I have never been ashamed of you. I was ashamed of myself. There's a big difference. Really? Really? In fact, I'm more proud of you than I've ever been of anything in my life. You became an amazing person without any help from me. That makes you stronger than I ever was. Sophia smiled a little. My students made me a card. Want to see it? She showed him a video on her phone. 23 children with various disabilities were standing together holding a big sign that said, "Get well soon, Miss Sophia. We love you." Each child said something to the camera. "Miss Sophia, you're the best teacher ever. Come back soon. We miss you. My mom says your dad is famous, but you're more famous to us. We're praying for you every day." Jordan watched the video with tears in his eyes. These children loved his daughter completely. They didn't care about basketball or fame or scandals. They just wanted their teacher to get better. "They're amazing," Jordan said. "They're my inspiration," Sophia said. "When I feel scared about the cancer, I think about them. They face bigger challenges than me every single day, and they never give up." A knock on the door interrupted them. David peeked in. "Sophia, honey, there are some people here to see you," he said with a smile. "Who?" Sophia asked. "Your brothers and sister." Sophia's eyes got wide. "They're here? Already?" Jordan felt nervous and excited at the same time. This was the moment he had been dreading and hoping for. His two families were about to meet. "Are you ready for this?" Jordan asked Sophia. "I've been ready my whole life," she said, sitting up straighter in bed. "But Dad, what if they don't like me?" "Impossible," Jordan said. "But just remember, they're scared too. This is hard for everyone." Sophia nodded and took a deep breath. "Okay, send them in." Jordan walked to the door and opened it. In the hallway stood Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine. They looked nervous and unsure, but they were there. "She's ready to meet you," Jordan said quietly. As his children walked into Sophia's room, Jordan held his breath. The next few minutes would determine whether his family could heal or whether the damage was too great to fix. Jeffrey walked into the room first. He was the oldest and always tried to take care of everyone else. Behind him came Marcus, who looked angry and hurt. Jasmine came last, holding back tears. Sophia sat up straighter in her hospital bed. Even though she was sick and bald from chemotherapy, she looked beautiful and strong. She smiled nervously at her siblings. "Hi," Sophia said quietly. "I'm Sophia." For a moment, nobody said anything. The room felt heavy with 30 years of secrets and hurt feelings. Then Jeffrey did something that surprised everyone. He walked over to Sophia's bed and hugged her. "I'm Jeffrey," he said gently. "And I'm so sorry you've been going through this alone." Sophia started crying. "I'm sorry I messed up your family." "You didn't mess up anything," Jeffrey said firmly. "Dad's choices messed things up, not you." Marcus stepped forward next. He looked at Sophia for a long moment, studying her face. "You have Dad's eyes," he said finally, "and Mom's smile." He meant Diane's smile. "Do I really?" Sophia asked, wiping her tears. "Yeah," Marcus said, sitting down in a chair near her bed. "I'm Marcus. I'm really mad at Dad right now, but I'm not mad at you." Jasmine was still standing near the door. She looked scared and overwhelmed. "Jasmine?" Sophia said softly. "It's okay if you don't want to talk to me. I understand." "It's not that," Jasmine said, finally walking closer. "It's just, this is so weird. I always wanted a sister. I used to beg Mom and Dad for one when I was little." "Really?" Sophia asked. "Really? I just never imagined it like this." Jasmine sat on the edge of Sophia's bed. "I'm Jasmine, and I have about 1,000,000 questions." Sophia laughed. "Ask me anything." For the next hour they talked. Sophia told them about her life. Growing up with Diane, becoming a teacher, marrying David, coaching special needs basketball. She showed them pictures and videos of her students. "This is incredible work," Jeffrey said, watching a video of Sophia teaching a boy with autism to shoot free throws. "You're changing these kids' lives, just like Dad changed mine," Sophia said. "I used to watch every Bulls game when I was little. When you guys would be on TV with Dad at games, I would pretend I was there too." Marcus looked surprised. "You watched us?" "All the time," Sophia said. "I know Jeffrey played basketball at UIC. I know Marcus loves music and used to want to be a DJ. I know Jasmine went to art school and makes beautiful paintings." Jasmine's eyes got wide. "How do you know all that?" "I followed your lives through interviews and social media," Sophia admitted. "I've been your sister my whole life, even though you didn't know I existed." The room got quiet again. Jordan could see his children processing this information. That must have been lonely. Jeffrey said. Sometimes, Sophia said honestly. But I always felt connected to you guys somehow. We have the same dad, the same stubborn personality, the same competitive spirit. Marcus laughed for the first time since arriving. Dad definitely passed down the stubborn part. Just then, Dr. Chen knocked on the door. Sorry to interrupt, but I have news about the test results. Everyone turned to look at her. Jordan's heart started beating faster. Mr. Jordan, you're a perfect match, Dr. Chen said with a smile. Your bone marrow is completely compatible with Sophia's. The room erupted in cheers and tears. Sophia grabbed Jordan's hand and squeezed tight. We can do the transplant procedure tomorrow morning, Dr. Chen continued. But I need to explain what this involves for both of you. She sat down and got serious. Sophia, you'll need to have chemotherapy tonight to perturb your body. It will be rough, but it's necessary to destroy the remaining cancer cells. Sophia nodded. I'm ready. Mr. Jordan, your procedure is more involved than most people realize. We'll need to extract bone marrow from your hip bone using a large needle. It's painful, and you'll need several days to recover. I don't care about the pain, Jordan said immediately. Whatever my daughter needs, there are risks for both of you, Dr. Chen continued. Sophia's body might reject the transplant. There could be complications, but without this procedure, Sophia's cancer will continue to spread. What are the success rates? David asked, holding Sophia's hand. With a perfect family match like this, about 80% chance of success, Dr. Chen said. Those are very good odds. Jordan felt hopeful for the first time in days. 80%. That meant there was a real chance to save his daughter's life. When do we start? Jordan asked. We'll prep Sophia tonight and do both procedures tomorrow morning, Dr. Chen said. Mr. Jordan, you'll go first. We'll extract your bone marrow, then immediately transplant it to Sophia. After Dr. Chen left, the family sat together processing the news. 80% chance of success sounded good, but it also meant a 20% chance of failure. Dad, Sophia said quietly. Are you sure about this? The doctor said it's going to hurt. Sophia, I would do anything to save your life. Jordan said. A little pain is nothing compared to 30 years of regret. We'll all be here, Jeffrey promised. You won't go through this alone. Either of you, Marcus added, looking at both Sophia and Jordan. That evening, Sophia started her final round of chemotherapy. Jordan stayed by her bedside while the medicine dripped into her veins. She felt sick and weak, but she never complained. Tell me about when you were young, Sophia said, trying to distract herself from feeling awful. Jordan told her stories about growing up in North Carolina, learning basketball from his dad, getting cut from his high school team and using that rejection as motivation to get better. I get my determination from you, Sophia said sleepily. When kids at school said I couldn't do something because I didn't have a dad around, I would think about how you never gave up. You're tougher than I ever was, Jordan said, stroking her forehead. You've been fighting your whole life. Sophia's siblings took turns sitting with her through the night. Jeffrey told her about his kids, her nephews and nieces she had never met. Marcus played guitar music softly on his phone. Jasmine showed her pictures of artwork she had created. I want to paint your portrait when you're better, Jasmine said. A picture of you with your students. I'd love that, Sophia whispered. Early the next morning, the nurses came to prep both Sophia and Jordan for surgery. There were wheeled operating rooms right next to each other. See you on the other side, Dad, Sophia said, as they rolled her away. I love you, sweetheart, Jordan called back. Jordan's procedure took 4 hours. The doctors had to extract bone marrow from his hip using a large needle that went deep into the bone. Even with anesthesia, Jordan could feel pressure and discomfort. But every time it hurt, he thought about Sophia fighting cancer for 6 months. His pain was nothing compared to what she had endured. Perfect extraction, the surgeon told the nurses. This is high-quality bone marrow. His daughter has the best possible chance. While Jordan was in recovery, Sophia's transplant began. The doctors carefully injected Jordan's bone marrow into her bloodstream through an IV. The procedure looked simple, but Jordan knew it was the most important medical treatment of his daughter's life. Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine waited in the family room with David and Diane. They paced and worried and prayed together. Your dad is tough, David told Jordan's children, but Sophia is tougher. She's going to beat this. She has to, Jasmine said. I just found my sister. I'm not losing her now. When both procedures were finished, Jordan and Sophia were moved to recovery rooms across the hall from each other. Jordan felt sore and tired, but alert. All he cared about was whether Sophia was okay. Dr. Chen came to update the family. Both procedures went perfectly. Mr. Jordan's bone marrow was excellent quality, and Sophia's body is already showing signs of accepting the transplant. What happens now? Jordan asked from his hospital bed. Now we wait, Dr. Chen said. The next 72 hours are critical. Sophia's body will either accept the transplant fully or there could be complications. But so far, everything looks very promising. Jordan's other children gathered around his bed. They still looked hurt and confused about the 30-year secret, but they also looked proud of what their father had just done. You did good, Dad, Marcus said quietly. Really good. I'm just trying to make up for lost time, Jordan said. You saved her life, Jeffrey said. That's more important than anything else. Over the next 3 days, Sophia's body showed amazing signs of improvement. Her white blood cell count improved. Her energy increased. Most importantly, the new bone marrow was creating healthy blood cells. On the 3rd day, Dr. Chen had the best news of all. The transplant is working perfectly, she announced to the whole family. Sophia's body has accepted the bone marrow completely. The cancer cells are disappearing rapidly. Sophia cried with happiness. I'm going to live? You're going to live, Dr. Chen confirmed. And with continued treatment and monitoring, you should make a full recovery. Jordan felt like he had won more than all his basketball championships combined. His daughter was going to survive. But as Sophia celebrated with her family around her, she looked at Jordan with a serious expression. Dad, there's something else I need to tell you, she said. Something that's going to change everything again. Jordan's heart started racing again. After everything they had been through, Sophia had another secret? He wasn't sure he could handle any more surprises. What is it, sweetheart? Jordan asked, sitting up in his hospital bed despite the pain in his hip. Sophia looked around the room at her family. Jordan, Jeffrey, Marcus, Jasmine, David, and Diane. Everyone was staring at her with worried faces. I need everyone to sit down for this, Sophia said seriously. We're already sitting, Marcus said with a nervous laugh. Sophia took a deep breath. Dad, what I told you about finding out you were my father when I was 18, that was true. What I didn't tell you was what I did with that information. Jordan felt confused. What do you mean? I mean, I didn't just watch your lives from far away, Sophia said slowly. I've been trying to help your family for years without you knowing it. Help us how? Jasmine asked. Sophia looked embarrassed. Remember 3 years ago when Jeffrey's construction company almost went bankrupt? Jeffrey's eyes got wide. Yeah, but then we got that huge contract with the city of Chicago. It saved our business. That wasn't luck, Sophia said quietly. I wrote letters to the city council members about your company. I researched your work history and sent them examples of your best projects. I convinced them to give you a chance. Jeffrey's mouth dropped open. You did that, but why? Because you're my brother, Sophia said simply. I wanted you to succeed. She turned to Marcus next. And Marcus, remember when you were trying to get your music career started? You kept getting rejected by record labels? Marcus nodded. Until that one producer gave me a shot out of nowhere. I sent him recordings of your music, Sophia admitted. I found his email address and told him about this amazing musician he needed to hear. I didn't tell him you were Michael Jordan's son because I wanted him to judge your talent, not your name. Marcus looked shocked. That's how I got my first recording contract. Your talent got you the contract, Sophia said firmly. I just made sure the right person heard it. Now everyone was staring at Sophia with amazement. There's more, Sophia continued, looking at Jasmine. Jasmine, your first art gallery showing in New York? The one that launched your career? Jasmine's face went pale. Don't tell me. I contacted the gallery owner, Sophia said. I sent pictures of your paintings and told her about this incredible artist from Chicago. I may have mentioned that the paintings were inspired by growing up in a famous family, but I never said which famous family. Oh my God, Jasmine whispered. You've been helping us for years? I wanted to be part of your lives somehow, Sophia explained. I couldn't introduce myself, but I could help you succeed. I could be a good sister. even if you didn't know I existed. Jordan felt overwhelmed. His daughter had been protecting and helping her siblings for years. She had been the guardian angel they never knew they had. How did you find out about our problems? Jeffrey asked. Social media, mostly, Sophia said. Plus, I may have created fake accounts to follow your lives more closely. I know that sounds creepy, but I just wanted to know my family. That's not creepy, Marcus said, his voice full of emotion. That's love. David squeezed Sophia's hand. Tell them the rest, honey. Sophia looked nervous again. There's something bigger. Dad, remember when you started the Jordan Foundation for Underprivileged Youth? The one that focuses on kids with special needs? Of course, Jordan said. That was 5 years ago. That was my idea. Sophia said quietly. I wrote you a letter suggesting it. I signed it, A Fan Who Cares, and sent it to your business office. Jordan's mind was spinning. The letter about creating basketball programs for disabled kids? That was me, Sophia confirmed. I told you about the need for inclusive sports programs. I shared stories about my students without mentioning my name. I convinced you to focus on special needs athletics. Jordan remembered that letter. It had moved him so much that he completely changed the direction of his foundation. The person who wrote it understood special needs children in a way that touched his heart. You've been guiding my charity work? Jordan asked. I've been trying to help you become the father I always hoped you could be, Sophia said. Someone who uses his success to help kids who need it most. The room was completely silent. Everyone was processing what Sophia had just revealed. So when you said you wanted to meet me at the Hall of Fame event, Jordan said slowly, you already knew I was doing exactly the kind of work you cared about. Yes, Sophia said. I had been watching you change over the past 5 years. You were finally becoming the person I always believed you could be. That's when I decided it was time to meet you. Jeffrey shook his head in amazement. You saved my business. You launched my music career, Marcus added. You got me my first art show, Jasmine said. And you inspired Dad to help special needs kids, Jordan finished. You've been taking care of all of us. Sophia started crying. I just wanted to be a good daughter and sister. Even if you never knew who I was. I wanted to help my family. Diane spoke up for the first time in a while. This is why I was so proud to raise her. She has the biggest heart of anyone I've ever known. David nodded. She's been planning ways to help your family since the day she found out who you were. She has files on everyone's careers and interests. Jordan got out of his hospital bed, ignoring the pain from his surgery. He walked over to Sophia and hugged her tight. You amazing, incredible girl, he whispered. You've been the best daughter and sister anyone could ask for. Really? Sophia asked through her tears. Really, Jordan said. You've been holding our family together for years, and we didn't even know it. Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine gathered around the bed too, creating a group hug with Sophia in the middle. I can't believe you did all this for us, Jasmine said. We're strangers who never did anything for you, Marcus added. You're not strangers, Sophia said firmly. You're my family, and family takes care of each other. Jordan realized something incredible. Sophia hadn't just been watching their lives. She had been actively making them better. Without her help, Jeffrey's business might have failed. Marcus might never have gotten his music career started. Jasmine might not have become a successful artist, and Jordan might never have started helping special needs children. You changed all of our lives, Jordan said in wonder. I wanted you to be proud of each other, Sophia said. I wanted our family to be successful and happy, even if I couldn't be part of it. But now you are part of it, Jeffrey said. Forever. If you want to be, Marcus added quickly. Of course I want to be. Sophia laughed through her tears. I've been part of it for 12 years. Now it's just official. Dr. Chen knocked on the door and peeked in. Sorry to interrupt, but I have more good news. Sophia's recovery is going so well that she can probably go home in a few days. Home to what? Sophia asked suddenly, looking worried. What do you mean? David asked. The media storm, Sophia said. Everyone knows about us now. My students' parents are probably freaking out. The school board might not want a teacher with this much publicity. My quiet life is over. Jordan realized Sophia was right. Their secret was out, and it would affect everything about her life going forward. We'll figure it out together, Jordan promised. All of us. But what if people treat me differently now? Sophia asked. What if my students' parents think I only got my job because I'm Michael Jordan's daughter? Then we'll prove them wrong. Jasmine said firmly. We'll show everyone what an amazing teacher and person you are. And we'll protect you from the crazy media attention, Marcus added. We know how to handle fame, Jeffrey said. We'll teach you. Jordan looked at his 4 children sitting together, 3 he had raised and 1 he had just found. They were already acting like a real family, protecting and supporting each other. There's one more thing I want to tell you all, Jordan said. Something I've decided. Everyone looked at him. I'm taking a year off from all my business activities, Jordan announced. I want to spend time with Sophia and get to know her properly. I want to help with her special needs basketball program. I want to be the father and brother our family deserves. Dad, you don't have to do that, Sophia said. Yes, I do, Jordan said firmly. I've spent 30 years putting business and fame first. Now I want to put family first. What about your companies? Jeffrey asked. They'll survive without me for a year, Jordan said, but I won't survive without my family. Sophia smiled the biggest smile Jordan had ever seen. You really want to coach special needs basketball with me? I can't think of anything I'd rather do, Jordan said honestly. As the sun set outside the hospital window, Jordan looked around at his family. Sophia was alive and healthy. His children were bonding with their sister, and for the first time in 30 years, he felt like he had his priorities right. His daughter had spent 12 years secretly taking care of everyone she loved. Now it was his turn to take care of her. But first, they had to face the world together. And Jordan had a feeling that was going to be the biggest challenge yet. 3 days later, Sophia was strong enough to leave the hospital. But as they prepared to go home, Jordan realized the world outside had changed completely. There are 50 reporters in the parking lot, David said, looking out the window. And about 100 people with signs. What do the signs say? Sophia asked nervously. Most of them are supportive, David replied. Things like "Get well, Sophia" and "We love Miss Martinez." But there are cameras everywhere. Jordan's publicist, Maria, had been fielding thousands of interview requests. Every major news network wanted to talk to Jordan and Sophia. Sports magazines wanted exclusive stories. Talk shows were offering huge amounts of money for their first interview together. We don't have to talk to anyone, Jordan told Sophia. We can sneak out the back door and avoid all of this. No, Sophia said firmly. I'm tired of hiding. If we're going to be a family, we should be honest with the world. Are you sure? Diane asked. Once we go public, there's no going back to your quiet life. Sophia thought for a moment. My students and their parents deserve to hear the truth from me, not from gossip websites. And Dad, people need to see that you're not the villain some news stories are making you out to be. Jordan had seen some of the negative coverage. Headlines like "Jordan abandons pregnant girlfriend" and "Basketball star's 30-year lie" made him look terrible. Some people were calling him selfish and heartless. I don't care what people say about me, Jordan said. I just want to protect you. The best way to protect me is to tell our story ourselves, Sophia said. Together. Jordan made a decision that surprised everyone. Let's call a press conference. Right here. Right now. Dad, are you sure? Jeffrey asked. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do, Jordan said. Sophia's right. It's time for the truth. Maria quickly organized a press conference in the hospital's main lobby. Within an hour, reporters from around the world had gathered. Camera crews set up equipment. Photographers positioned themselves for the best shots. Jordan pushed Sophia's wheelchair to a small podium. She was still weak from the transplant, but she insisted on being there. David, Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine stood behind them. Diane chose to stay out of the cameras, but she watched from the side. The lobby was packed with reporters shouting questions. Jordan raised his hand for quiet. Thank you all for coming, Jordan began. I know there's been a lot of speculation about my family this week. Today, Sophia and I want to tell you the truth. The room got completely silent. Jordan took a deep breath. 30 years ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I was young, scared, and selfish. When Diane told me she was pregnant, I chose basketball over family. I abandoned the woman I loved and the child we created together. Cameras flashed as Jordan continued. I spent 30 years regretting that choice. I hired private investigators to find Diane and my child, but I was too late. They had disappeared. A reporter shouted out, "Why didn't you try harder to find them?" "Because I was a coward," Jordan said honestly. "I was afraid of what I might find. I was afraid my child would hate me. I was afraid of facing the consequences of my choices." Sophia reached up and took Jordan's hand. "Can I say something, Dad?" Jordan stepped aside, and Sophia wheeled closer to the microphones. "My name is Sophia Martinez Chen," she said in a clear, strong voice. "I'm Michael Jordan's daughter, and I'm a fourth-grade teacher here in Boston." The reporters leaned forward, eager to hear from the mystery daughter. "I want everyone to know that my father is not a villain," Sophia continued. "He made a mistake when he was young, but so do lots of people. What matters is what he's done since then." "But he abandoned you," a reporter called out. "He did," Sophia agreed. "But I don't blame him for that. My mother raised me to understand that people can change and grow. My father has spent the last 5 years becoming exactly the kind of man I always hoped he would be." Sophia looked directly into the cameras. "Michael Jordan has donated millions of dollars to help children with special needs. He's created basketball programs for kids with disabilities. He's used his fame to inspire people to never give up. He became the father I needed him to be, even before he knew I existed." Jordan felt tears coming to his eyes. His daughter was defending him to the world. "I have leukemia," Sophia continued. "My father saved my life by donating bone marrow for a transplant. But honestly, he saved my life years ago when he started helping kids like the ones I teach every day." A reporter asked, "How do you feel about missing 30 years with your father?" Sophia smiled. "I didn't miss 30 years with him. I watched every game, I followed his career, I cheered for him from far away. In my heart, he was always my dad." Then Sophia said something that shocked everyone, including Jordan. "But I have a confession to make," she said. "I haven't been as innocent in all of this as everyone thinks." The room got even quieter. "For the past 12 years, I've been secretly helping my father and siblings," Sophia revealed. "I helped save my brother Jeffrey's business. I helped my brother Marcus get his first record deal. I helped my sister Jasmine get her first art gallery showing. And I'm the one who suggested that my father start focusing his charity work on special needs children." Gasps echoed through the lobby. Reporters started writing frantically. "You helped your siblings?" a reporter asked in amazement. "They're my family," Sophia said simply. "Family helps family, even when they don't know you exist." Jordan watched the reporters' faces change. They had come expecting a scandal about an athlete who abandoned his child. Instead, they were hearing about a daughter who spent years secretly caring for the family she had never met. "So you're not angry at your father?" another reporter asked. "I'm proud of him," Sophia said firmly. "He came to the hospital immediately when he found out I was sick. He risked his own health to save my life. He's taking a year off from business to spend time with me and help with my special needs basketball program. That's not the behavior of a selfish man." Jordan stepped back to the microphones. "I want to make an announcement," he said. The room got quiet again. "I'm retiring from all my business activities for 1 year," Jordan declared. "I'm going to work full-time as an assistant coach with Sophia's special needs basketball team." The reporters looked shocked. No one had expected this. "Why would you do that?" a sports reporter asked. "Because I have a lot to learn from my daughter," Jordan said. "She spent her whole life helping children who need extra support. She's used basketball to teach kids with disabilities that they can do amazing things. I want to learn how to do that too." "But what about your business empire?" a business reporter asked. "My companies will survive without me for a year," Jordan said. "But my relationship with my daughter might not survive if I don't make her my priority right now." Sophia wheeled over and hugged Jordan's legs. "I love you, Dad. I love you too, sweetheart," Jordan said into the microphones. The press conference continued for another hour. Reporters asked about Sophia's teaching, her students, her husband David, and her recovery from cancer. They asked Jordan about his regrets, his future plans, and his other children. But the moment that went viral around the world was when a reporter asked Sophia, "What do you want people to know about your father?" Sophia looked directly into the camera and said, "I want people to know that Michael Jordan is not just a great basketball player. He's not just a successful businessman. He's a man who made a mistake and spent 30 years trying to become worthy of forgiveness. And now he's my dad. And I couldn't be prouder. The video of Sophia defending her father was shared millions of times on social media within hours. Proud Daughter started trending worldwide. News outlets around the globe picked up the story. But it wasn't just Sophia's words that made the story go viral. It was the look on Jordan's face when she said them. Cameras captured the exact moment when the greatest basketball player of all time broke down and cried with gratitude for his daughter's love. After the press conference, Jordan's phone exploded with messages. Other celebrities shared their own stories of family mistakes and forgiveness. Athletes talked about the pressure of fame and the importance of family. Parents wrote about second chances and learning from children. The story that had started as a scandal became something beautiful. A tale of forgiveness, family, and the power of love to heal old wounds. But Jordan knew the real test was still ahead. Words were easy. Now he had to prove that he meant what he said. He had to show the world, and more importantly, his daughter, that he was ready to be the father and coach she deserved. As they left the hospital together, surrounded by cameras and crowds, Jordan whispered to Sophia, "Are you ready for this new adventure?" Sophia smiled up at him. "I've been ready my whole life, Dad. The question is, are you ready to learn how to be as good a person as I always knew you could be?" Jordan laughed and pushed her wheelchair toward their new life together. "Teach me everything, sweetheart. I've got a lot of catching up to do." 3 weeks later, Sophia was healthy enough to return to Lincoln Elementary School. Jordan drove her to work on her first day back, something he had dreamed of doing for 30 years. "Are you nervous?" Jordan asked, as they pulled into the school parking lot. "A little," Sophia admitted. "Everything's different now. Before, I was just Miss Martinez, the 4th grade teacher. Now I'm Michael Jordan's daughter who survived cancer. I hope my students still see me as their teacher first." Jordan parked the car and looked at the school building. It was small and old, with colorful drawings in the windows and a playground filled with hopeful children. This was where his daughter had chosen to spend her life, helping kids learn and grow. "They love you," Jordan said. "That won't change, because of who your father is." As they walked toward the school entrance, Jordan noticed something amazing. The entire front of the building was covered with welcome back signs made by students. "Welcome back, Miss Sophia. We missed you so much. You're our hero. Thank you for not giving up." Sophia stopped walking and put her hand over her mouth. "Oh my goodness," she whispered. The school principal, Mrs. Rodriguez, came outside to greet them. "Welcome back, Sophia. And Mr. Jordan, thank you for coming. Please, call me Michael," Jordan said, shaking her hand. "The children have been so excited about Sophia returning," Mrs. Rodriguez said. "And they're very curious about meeting you. Sophia has told them wonderful stories about her dad over the years." Jordan was confused. "She talked about me all the time," Mrs. Rodriguez smiled. "She used to tell them that her father taught her to never give up, even when things seemed impossible. She said he showed her that hard work and determination could overcome any challenge." Sophia blushed. "I may have used Dad as an example a few times." As they walked through the hallways, Jordan saw more signs and drawings. Children had made pictures of basketballs with messages like "Get well soon" and "We love you, Miss Sophia." Some had drawn stick figures of Sophia teaching with big smiles on every face. "Your students really missed you," Jordan said. "They're special kids," Sophia replied. "Most of them face challenges every day. Learning disabilities, family problems, poverty. But they never give up. They're tougher than any athlete I've ever met." They reached Sophia's classroom, and Jordan was amazed by what he saw. The walls were covered with inspirational quotes, student artwork, and pictures of children achieving small victories. There was a reading corner with soft pillows and books. There was a math center with colorful learning games. Everything was designed to make children feel safe and excited about learning. "This is beautiful," Jordan said, looking around. "Thank you," Sophia said proudly. "I wanted to create a place where every child feels valued and capable." A knock on the door interrupted them. A small boy with Down syndrome peeked his head in. "Miss Sophia," he yelled, running into the room. "You're back. You're really back." Sophia knelt down and hugged him tight. "Hi, Marcus. I missed you so much." Jordan's heart jumped. This was the boy Sophia had named after his son Marcus. "Miss Sophia, is this really your dad?" Young Marcus asked, staring at Jordan with wide eyes. "Yes, this is my father," Sophia said gently. "Dad, this is Marcus. He's one of my best students and the star of our special needs basketball team." Jordan knelt down to Marcus's level.
Hi, Marcus.
"Sophia has told me so much about you. Are you really Michael Jordan?" Marcus asked, in amazement. "I am," Jordan said with a smile. "And Sophia tells me you're an amazing basketball player. I can make free throws." Marcus said excitedly. "Want to see?" Before Jordan could answer, more children started arriving. Word had spread quickly through the school that Michael Jordan was in Miss Sophia's classroom. Soon, Sophia's room was filled with 23 children of various ages and abilities. Some had autism, others had cerebral palsy or Down syndrome. A few were in wheelchairs, but every single one of them looked at Sophia with pure love and excitement. "Miss Sophia, we made you something," said a girl named Elena who used crutches. The children had created a giant card that read, "Thank you for teaching us to never give up." Every student had signed it with their name or handprint. Sophia started crying happy tears. "This is the most beautiful thing anyone has ever given me. We learned about bone marrow transplants," said a boy named David who had autism. "We know your dad saved your life. That makes him a hero too." Jordan felt overwhelmed by these children's pure hearts. They didn't care about his fame or money. They just understood that he had helped their beloved teacher get better. "Can we play basketball with you?" Marcus asked Jordan. "Miss Sophia taught us how to play." "I would love that," Jordan said. "But I should warn you, Sophia is a better coach than I am." The children giggled. The idea that their teacher could be better than Michael Jordan at basketball seemed funny to them. "Miss Sophia is the best at everything," Elena said seriously. "She taught me that being different makes me special, not weird. She helped me learn to read," added David. "I used to think I was stupid, but Miss Sophia showed me I'm just different smart." As Jordan listened to these children talk about his daughter, he realized something incredible. Sophia hadn't just been a teacher to them. She had been a life changer. She had taken children who felt broken or different and helped them see their own worth and potential. "Would you like to see our basketball court?" Sophia asked Jordan. They walked to the school gymnasium, which was small and old but full of heart. The children had made a banner that read, "Home of the Lincoln Lions Special Needs Basketball Team." "This is where the magic happens," Sophia said proudly. For the next hour, Jordan watched his daughter work with her students. She helped Marcus practice his free throws. She showed Elena how to dribble while using her crutches. She encouraged David to make passes to his teammates, helping him learn social skills along with basketball skills. Every child got individual attention. Every small improvement was celebrated. Every mistake was treated as a learning opportunity. "Sophia," Jordan said quietly, "you're an incredible teacher." "These kids make it easy," Sophia replied. "They just need someone to believe in them." Jordan realized that his daughter had spent her entire career doing what he should have been doing all along, using basketball to build confidence and teach life lessons to children who needed it most. "Can I ask you something?" Jordan said. "Of course. Would you let me volunteer as your assistant coach? I mean, really volunteer, not just for publicity." Sophia's face lit up. "You really want to do that?" "I can't think of anything I'd rather do," Jordan said honestly. That afternoon, Jordan had his first official practice as assistant coach of the Lincoln Lions. He had coached professional athletes, but he had never worked with children like these. At first, he made mistakes. He talked too fast for some kids to understand. He expected them to learn skills too quickly. He forgot that these children needed different kinds of encouragement than professional athletes. But Sophia was patient with him, just like she was with her students. "Dad, remember that David needs extra time to process instructions," she whispered during practice. "And Marcus learns better when you show him the movement instead of just describing it." Slowly, Jordan began to understand. These children weren't just learning basketball. They were learning confidence, teamwork, and perseverance. Every made shot was a victory. Every successful pass was a breakthrough. Every moment of fun was healing. By the end of practice, Jordan was exhausted but exhilarated. He had never felt more useful or more proud of anything he had accomplished. "How did I do, Coach?" Jordan asked Sophia as they cleaned up the gym. You did great, Sophia said with a smile. But you're going to need to learn to celebrate the small victories more. When Marcus made that layup, you said good job. But when he makes a shot, it's like winning the NBA Finals for him. Jordan nodded, understanding. So I should celebrate bigger? Celebrate like their success is the most important thing in the world, Sophia said. Because to them it is. Over the next few weeks, Jordan threw himself into learning how to work with special needs children. He studied different disabilities and how they affected learning. He watched Sophia teach and tried to copy her patience and creativity. He practiced celebrating every small victory like it was a championship. The children loved having him there, but they loved Sophia more. She was their hero, their protector, their biggest cheerleader. Jordan was just the famous dad who was learning to be as good as their beloved teacher. 1 month after Sophia returned to work, the school held a special assembly. The local news came to film Jordan's work with the special needs basketball team. This is very different from coaching professional athletes, the reporter said to Jordan. It's better, Jordan replied honestly. These kids are teaching me more than I'm teaching them. They're showing me what real courage looks like. The reporter interviewed some of the children too. Mr. Jordan is nice, Marcus said into the microphone, but Miss Sophia is still the best coach ever. He's learning to be like Miss Sophia, Elena added. She's teaching him how to be patient and kind. When the reporter asked Sophia what it was like working with her father, she said something that brought tears to Jordan's eyes. My dad is finally becoming the person I always knew he could be. He's using his talents to help children who need hope. That's what real champions do. That evening, as Jordan and Sophia drove home from school, Jordan felt a peace he had never experienced before. Thank you, he said to Sophia. For what? For giving me a second chance. For teaching me what really matters. For showing me how to use my life for something meaningful. Sophia reached over and squeezed his hand. Thank you for saving my life, Dad. And not just with the bone marrow transplant. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying. Thank you for finally being my father. As they pulled into Sophia's driveway, Jordan saw David waiting on the front porch with a big smile. How was your first month back? David asked, kissing Sophia as she got out of the car. Perfect? Sophia said, looking at Jordan. Absolutely perfect. Jordan watched his daughter walk into her house with her loving husband. 6 months ago, he hadn't even known she existed. Now she was the most important person in his world. His phone buzzed with a text from his son Marcus. Saw the news story about you and Sophia's team. Mom and I are proud of you, Dad. You're finally using your fame for something that matters. Another text came from Jeffrey. The kids want to know when they can meet Aunt Sophia's students. Can we visit the school? And then one from Jasmine. Dad, I'm painting a picture of you and Sophia coaching together. I want to donate it to the school. Love you. Jordan realized his entire family was healing. Sophia's love and forgiveness had brought everyone together. As he drove home to his own house, Jordan thought about the journey that had brought him here. It started with a mistake 30 years ago. It continued through years of regret and searching. It included a dramatic confrontation at the Hall of Fame, a life-saving medical procedure, and a viral press conference. But really, it was just a story about a father and daughter, finding each other and learning that love can overcome any obstacle. Tomorrow, Jordan would wake up and go to Lincoln Elementary School. He would help special needs children learn basketball and life skills. He would celebrate their small victories like they were the greatest achievements in sports history, and he would be exactly where he belonged, learning from his daughter how to be the man he always should have been. For the first time in 30 years, Michael Jordan felt like a real champion. Not because of the games he had won or the money he had made, but because he had finally learned what it meant to be a father. And his teacher was the daughter who had forgiven him before he even asked, loved him before he deserved it, and showed him that the greatest victories in life happen when you help others believe in themselves. Jordan smiled as he pulled into his driveway. Tomorrow couldn't come soon enough. He had students to coach, a daughter to learn from, and a lifetime of being the father Sophia had always deserved. The story that began with a crash at the Hall of Fame had become the most beautiful chapter of his life. Sometimes the greatest victories in life happen when we learn to put family first and use our talents to help others believe in themselves. Where are you listening from today? Drop a comment and let us know what part of this story touched your heart the most. If you enjoyed this emotional journey, Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for many more inspiring and interesting stories like this one. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Stories of forgiveness, second chances, and unconditional love help spread kindness and awareness in our world. Thank you for listening, and remember, it's never too late to become the person someone needs you to. See you in the next story.